Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. So here we are, we got the yellow wall in the background, but we got the chair. It's a little bit different because, well, things have been rearranged in this room some and it's being used for other stuff. But we are back in Canada. We are here for about 2.5 weeks before we head back to Greeceland. And, stream times are a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit hit and miss because there's going to be, it's still kind of like a vacation. Still got to see some things, still got to meet some people, still got to do stuff. But that aside, I have missed some pretty crazy stuff in the time that I've been gone. I uploaded a video yesterday, but that video is a few days old in terms of recording, but the other ones, that I've been uploading roughly every 2 days, those are pretty much pre-recorded as designated in the description, so I haven't really made any real videos. I haven't really streamed until yesterday for about a 2-week period, and we're back. Yeah. So what did we miss? Missed a lot of stuff. I missed a lot of Nax content. I'm catching up on that. I want to really immerse myself in the new content, do all the bosses with my shitty cards on Europe and all the rest, and play some Constructed and understand how things are moving around before I give any real opinions on that stuff. But what I can give an opinion on is the whole Twitch stuff that happened, I think maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And if you're a little bit out of the loop, I'll just go over the facts real quick. So Twitch was bought out by Google. The sale was finalized, I don't know, sometime recently, and the changes had to be made. And these are changes that people have praised me for being clairvoyant about, which have to do mainly with video on demand and with copyrighted music being played on stream from many different streamers. In fact, just about all streamers. And what they're doing is, first of all, if they have this kind of content matching system just like YouTube does, and if your video on demand from your live stream gets matched with content with some music or something like that, I think even trailers get matched up if I'm not mistaken. If that happens, your VOD gets muted. And yeah, that kind of sucks for a lot of people because a lot of people play music when they're playing video games. I've accustomed to not doing this, and the reality is one that's very simple that I'll bring together very shortly. And the second part of the Twitch changes has to do also with VODs. They're changing like the file format. It's pretty much hosted all on one server, and they have all these like really small improvements, which they are improvements. But as a consequence, they are making VODs something like 15 days from the time they're up. And if you have like a subscription, or if you have Twitch Turbo or something like that, they're available for more, I think like 60 days. I don't know. Number of days, that kind of stuff is probably going to go back and forth a little bit, so it's not really too big of a deal. But this kind of sucks. Oh, and with the highlights. You can have highlights that last indefinitely, but they're limited to 2 hours. Honestly, none of this stuff affects me, and some of it by chance, some of it, not so much. By chance, I don't really do highlights. The VODs kind of sucks, because, I got screwed over by the VODs like over a year ago. Originally on Twitch, you could save forever every single VOD, and that's what I did, and people like to see them, people like to watch like the journey through Act 3 and Act 4, approaching to the world first hardcore Inferno Diablo kill, the only one. And that stuff over a year ago got screwed because I think the Twitch VODs went into like 2-hour blocks or something like that. They said it was like 30 minutes now, I don't know. But I think back then it went into 2-hour blocks from like one huge file. And the existing videos that were on the channel, on any channel I believe, if they were over 2 hours, they got reduced to 2 hours. And pretty much lost just about all the VODs up to that point. So that really, really sucked. So it's not like I have those. It's not like I can show you guys those things. It's not like those got ruined or anything like that. But nonetheless, it does affect me because a lot of people do like to see the VODs. And some get affected because some don't really get caught up, and others, they want to check out the VODs more than, let's say, 2 weeks ago. So there's that. As far as the music, you guys know I've never really played music on my channel. I've played like Space Jam or something like that, or other people have. I have heard played songs like that, or do action, or other things like that. I have played a song here and there, probably on average like once every couple weeks or month or something like that, that I don't have licensing. But the rest, like the intro, the outro, the AFK song, all that kind of stuff, I have licenses for that music. I have permission to use it, so it's fine. Like, I'm pretty much in the clear. I checked my VODs. I didn't check into too much, but the ones that I did, they were all fine. I haven't heard people complaining too much about it, and there's that. Other people like the changes, and I've read that some people like the changes because it discourages some of the streamers they like to watch from playing their own music, and they like this because they like to listen to their own music when they're watching these streamers, which is understandable. But I have to say, even though I don't watch too many of the streams, listening to some new music, some crazy stuff, really was fun from time to time. I just never did it. I mean, I never did it, because when I first started with Twitch, I tried to understand how it worked, and I tried to ask the admins, see what they thought about it. And this is why some people think some kind of clairvoyance is going on in this area, but it's really just very, very plain, and I'll explain to you guys what's really going on very quickly. So it's very easy to predict what goes on in the world, because businesses, especially big businesses, they always move to the next logical step, and they always move in the direction that gives them more money. And the example that pretty much rolled over Twitch is that the music industry's involvement with Google is fairly tight, and the music industry has its hands wrapped around Google's neck. So now that Google has Twitch in its pocket, the same limitations apply to that, just like they apply to YouTube, just like they apply to most other places on the internet. And honestly, arguably and probably correctly, this type of activity affects the music industry negatively. It's not like people can't download music tracks if they really want to. All it really does is prohibit people from finding out about good music. So it's not like the people who end up buying it are not going to buy it. It doesn't affect the bottom line, in my opinion, and it's pretty obvious in my opinion, but hey, I mislead all the time, so what do I know? But all in all, I saw this, and I saw that Twitch is pretty big already, and it's probably going to grow, it's probably going to be bigger, and it's probably going to be affected by this type of stuff, because if the music industry can sue these kind of guys to get some monies out of them, well, if it makes sense, if it's big enough, if it's worth their effort to go to court and get some monies out of it, they're going to do exactly that. And I'm actually surprised the whole thing has lasted as long as it did. So yeah, no surprise there, at least on my part, even though some people are. In regard to the VODs, it's not too difficult to say, but there is some chance that there is this series of changes has started and has gone through to improve the quality of VODs, but more realistically, it costs them money to have VODs stored on servers, so that's one. So with this new system, Twitch makes more money, which means their partners and not partners like me, but partners like Google make more money. And the next reason is it kind of cuts their liability short. So this is fairly important. So if some music producer or some music company gets like really outraged that their song or whatever one of their artists was used in some way, the time in which they can see the content up under which it's available is pretty much cut off. So it limits their liability to being sued, even though their system is pretty tightly knit. And I think that's largely the reason why a lot of the VOD changes happened. But all in all, it's business. The interwebs, the big companies, the big websites that everyone likes to see, they're out to make as much money as possible. And yeah, they don't want to hurt the viewer too much, but in some ways they do take shortcuts like these, and I don't think we've seen quite all the changes that are going to happen to Twitch as a result of it growing, as a result of it gaining new partners like Google. So there's that. Good stuff. Glad to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed the content still. And this time I'll actually see you guys tomorrow.